What's up, Jackson? Jackson. What's going on? How's the residents doing today? How you doing? No. Let me get into my spiel. How's it? How's you? What's that? What? I don't even remember. How's you going? There you go. There we go. There we go. How's you going today? How's your going today? Ain't nobody saying that, so that's gonna be mine. All right, yo. Um, but anyway, I hope you had a good night rest last night. You know what I'm saying? I hope you, if you're getting off of work, I hope everything went well on your job. If you're going to work, have a good day. If you're at home and you're just moving about and you kind of click, turned on this video and you see my face, maybe you know me, maybe you do not. I hope you're doing well. We're gonna get into some stuff today. I don't have that much time today because I'm going to go do some volunteer work. Hopefully, I can go down here to the Hinds County Resource Center and over there on Maddox Road and do some volunteer work. Kind of, I learned you have to give in order to get. So I'm gonna give my time. I want to give my time. I want to give my experience. I want to give my energy. And I really understand that sometimes you have to give. You got to give in order to get. You have to give. And I really understand what that means now. And it's not about money. You know what I'm saying? It's about value. Value. Because how is someone going to know what you have? I mean, how are you going to be able to be rewarded if a person don't know what you have that they need? Hmm? So, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go. I'll be there over there about an hour or so, just to kind of get acquainted with people or whatever the case may be. I'll probably be there from. I'm gonna try to get there by 9 and probably get out of there by 11 o'clock. Before lunchtime, that kind of thing, because I want to kind of know what it all entails and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to give some time. Um, I tell you one thing, it beats being around here sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know I can't see the four walls, but I know they there. You know what I'm saying? But that's not my main reason why I want to go volunteer. I want to go volunteer because um, you know I've acquired these computer skills. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't gonna front. Let me narcissize this thing real quick. Yeah, I want to be a little narcissistic. Like, I want to see how my computer skills is working. You know what I'm saying? What is it that I can offer to that organization? It's a public servant service thing. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're answering the phones, you're you're jotting down information, whatever the case may be, or you're working with people through their issues that they're having. You know what I'm saying? You know, this what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we hope that this thing goes well. I just hope I don't go in there into a whole bunch of chaotic, a bunch of chaotic stuff that needs to be fixed. Because I've been reading the reviews on it, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you, resident. The reviews on that Hinds County Resource Center over there on Maddox Road has some not very good reviews. Anytime when you're doing 1 out of 5, that's not reviews. I mean, that's pretty bad. You know, I there's some past reviews all the way up. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know what kind of reviews they got at on as of 26, but I seen all the way up to 24. So I'm just hoping and praying that something had changed by the time 26 came in. You know, so we'll we'll be watching out for that. You know what I'm saying? As well. You know, but I want to go in and kind of look at to see, what can I offer to them, with cause my skills, cause yo, for me, I'm gonna be straight up 100. I'm like this, you know. I guess I still got that. I guess I still got that New York mentality, that ain't nobody messing with me type thing. Cause I'm just straight up, cause I know I'm good at what I do. I'm good at AI. I'm good at all that. I'm good. I mean, I'm just good at computers. Period. Point blank. I don't just break them down and put them together. I'm good at going in the system and looking at different things. You know what I'm saying? Straightening up files and folders and creating programs that'll help do that. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good at what I do. I'm good at researching on the internet, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Clicking off these, I can identify a bad email. Come on, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, but my thing is that, see, at least um see, being that I'm not getting paid, I'm just kind of wondering, people have a real bad people judge people too quickly. You know what I'm saying? They judge you on your appearances. And then, hold on, wait, I gotta go blow my nose. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep it up. But I gotta go blow my nose. My nose is like running. And it's like, oh, beep, beep, beep. You're back. I am back, 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 back. What up, what up, what up? Anyway, but yeah, that's what we got going on today. You know, yo, progress is being made with this bad scripting. Progress is being made. I'm talking about, is it being made? I am like really progressing in this thing. I'm starting to really see some results. Whenever I make the program and press enter, I see what it do. Oh man, it's wonderful. I swear, I can't explain it. You know, uh, it's it's stimulating. Let me say that. That's the best way to put it. It's stimulating. Very, very stimulating. It's a very stimulating. Results for me is very stimulating. That is the best stimulation that I can get. Uh, I'm, I'm, I don't mean to be, but I don't mean to be graphic, but besides sex, that's close. That's just the stimulation. Um, Drinking alcohol, no, not that type of stimulation. But the stimulation that I'm talking about with results is Man, you know, I can't explain it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that stimulation. You know, like okay, you know that feeling when you want something, when you want that very first time, just like you go to bingo or you go to the casino and you hit something real big, and that stimulation that you get, uh, not so much when you win, but that stimulation when you put the coins inside of the machine, and the very first time when you see all sevens across the board, that's what I'm talking about. You be like, holy snap. That's the stimulation that I'm talking about, that I feel um anytime when I press enter on a program. But that thing's coming together. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a lot long. I got a lot more to go. But I'm gonna say this: just with the results that I have been getting and the direction that I'm in, man. You know, I'm just gonna keep at it. I'm gonna told you, I'm gonna keep at this thing till next year sometime, and I'm gonna stay hammering at this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on live, so can't nobody hold me accountable. So I gotta hold myself accountable. You know, I can't. You know, my child won't hold me accountable. I don't have no friends. You know what I'm saying? Really like that come see me, whatever, or somebody that's doing what I'm doing to hold me accountable. Yo, man, what's up with them? What's up with that scripting? You know what I'm saying? How far you got? Now I don't have nobody to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nobody to do that. There's no schools around here in Jackson that teaches Linux. There's no schools around that does that. You know what I'm saying? Which that wouldn't be a bad idea to teach Linux. I'm telling you, to teach Linux, to teach Python, or to teach Bash. Yo, I'm telling you, just teach the command line, the terminal. Ain't no, why we don't have that around here in Jackson? Oh, ain't no budget for it. These suckers, why I tell you the truth. Yo, which that brings me into, I had to go into that to go into this. I have to say that to go into this. Now, Board of Supervisor Robert Graham just said that they're going to have to do some cuts, right? Alright. So I assume they had their meeting yesterday. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But I assume they had their meeting yesterday. But I tell you, boy, for some characters, man. Man, there's some characters. Let's say, okay. Now, the sister said, came on there, you know, after, you know, Robert Graham, they had showed a clip of what Robert Graham was talking about doing these cuts or whatever. And the sister came on there and she said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't see why they doing all that, because, you know what I'm saying, we not feeling the non-corporate people, which he was talking about, us taxpayers. You know, we got to foot this bill. We got to foot it. We not seeing nothing with the stuff that we footing already. Now, okay. So boy, I tell you, some characters. Then they say, then they switch up, right? They goes, I'll show you how the mainstream media is very, very how can I say it? I can't say that they messy, but it's contradictory. They're contradicting. It's story contradiction. They have their stories is contradicting, because then they tell that the DA talking about he need to get some type of assistance to help the folks down there in Raymond with the violent crimes. Either they going, you know, to help them with those with them dockets. Okay, cool. You been knew that. Let's keep that a buck. You been knew that they needed help with that crap. I put posts. I post that stuff on my videos. I talk about that. I was been talking about that. I was talking about that when that boy got killed down there in Raymond. I said if it was a CO that did it, or if it was an inmate. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, why they didn't get okay? If an inmate had did it, then let's look at that inmate's docket sheet. How long that inmate had been sitting there? How long had that inmate been sitting there before he went to court? Before they went to court? You know what I'm saying? I've been talking about this you go back into all my videos. I've been talking about that. I've been talking about this. I'm keeping it a buck here, y'all. Yo, I'm telling you, they got some bullcrap going on, son. I'm telling you straight up. They got some bullcrap going on. And now the district attorney talking about he need an assistant. Now, he just said he got to do cuts. Now, if they award this joker an assistant, do you know what's happening, resident? Come on, man. That's on your backs. That's on your back. That's on your and my backs. Because we got to foot this bill in taxes. Yeah, they talking about they raising the taxes. Man, come on, man. They got to get this together. They really got to get it. They got to get it together. Seriously, they got to make this make sense, because it don't. This crap don't make sense at all. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, look. I'm just a messenger. Because you look, man. I'm blind as Ray Charles, and I can see it, man. But that goes to show you they play politics. This is political, B. This is political. We don't know what that DA trying to do. Cause man, think about it. Think about it for a minute. That stuff should have been happening. They should have been moving that Raymond Detention Center. All them inmates that's locked up. Maybe the problems wouldn't occur. Maybe them if they were shifting their bread right, maybe them COs wouldn't be so ding dong pressured and angry and ticked off, frustrated. Ain't seen they folks in a while. Ain't had a decent meal. Man, the MCOs probably going through it too. They gotta pull double shifts and all that crap. Half of them probably gotta sleep in cars. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't leave the spot. Or they gotta be in a hotel there in Raymond somewhere. Because they can't leave the spot. Nah, man, come on, B. I don't like it up there in Raymond no way. Let me just say that. I'm saying that, bro. I'm gonna keep that a buck. I hate it in Raymond. I can't stand it in Raymond. I'm serious. I do not like it. I don't like Raymond. Raymond ain't no different than Pearl. It's whack. You know what I'm saying? It's straight whack. You know what I'm saying? Folks there, it's almost like a retirement city. You know what I'm saying? It's just so, I don't know. It sounds like it's a sundown town. You know they got that college up there, Hines Community College. So what? Still whack to me. It's whack. Ain't nothing cracking out there. Man, come on, man. Nah, like I said, but they ain't got no budget. But this is what I don't understand. This the stuff I'm tripping on this, and I say this till the cows come home. What I'm tripping on is the board of supervisors gave some bread to Hines Community College. What happened to that bread? And you're wondering why you ain't got no bread. We cannot dance around this. Come on, resident. Pay attention. What the hell is going on? The state sent the board of supervisors some money and they gave it to the Hines Community College. Y'all remember that? I think it was in 25. Wait, no, it's 20. That's when. No, 23. I think that was in 23. 23, 22, something like that. When they gave that bread to Hines Community College. Because if you remember, they were supposed to be building something up there on Ellis Avenue over there next to New Horizon. Where that old Walmart is. Some type of technical center. Remember that? Come on, B. Y'all, ain't nobody crazy here, kid. I'm telling you straight up what the business is. They got something cracking. And then now you hollering broke. Then now you hollering broke. You hollering you gotta these budget cuts. Oh, now we gotta look at how many bridges we can do. How many, all the stuff around, and we gotta make all the inner cities accountable. Blah 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 blah. Y'all full of you know what? Y'all full of this. Y'all full of this. Y'all full of hits. None but hits. Y'all got a bunch of hits with y'all. Y'all full of none but hits. Straight up. Straight up. Y'all got a bunch of y'all full of hits. And I'm talking about, I ain't never seen nothing like it. I ain't seen nothing like it. And they come on, and like I said, national TV. Man, but like I said, I be on that mainstream media mess. Cause mainstream media, man, yo, let me tell you something. I don't think I could work there. Cause I see what the truth is. I don't know. I don't know if I could work there or not. I don't think I could. I don't know. If they offered me a job, I don't think I could take it. I don't think I could. I don't think I could take it. I don't know. Well, even if I work in a marketing center or whatever the case may be, period. I don't think I could work because I did the TV station thing before. You know what I'm saying? When I was living in New York. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like I was working there in the TV station. I worked as a security guard. But I talked to those news anchors. Those news anchors come in and out of there. Jack Cafferty, what's his name? Julian. I can't think his last name. But this cat, he told us sports. But Jack Cafferty, a lot of those different anchors and stuff that would come in there, I would talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I even talked to Bill O'Reilly. For Fox. When Fox first came on, I was working as a security. He a tall guy. He tall, about 6'4", 6'5", something like that. He a tall dude, but he was a nice dude. He wasn't like what he was on the air. You know what I'm saying? He was a real nice guy. Talk, you know what I'm saying? And I talk, but I remember him real good. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a very nice guy, very very nice guy. He was nothing like he was on the air. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and it's like, I just went through, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but see, like with the local news, man, it's crazy. Cause I'm looking at these videos, right, about this situation with this young man, Nolan Wells, right? And I understand. I see, it ain't like, you got to be in it to understand it. I do understand what their position is now. Let me say this. I'm not really putting them down. I'm not putting them down. I'm just putting down the policies. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's the policies. It's not the organization. It's the policies that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's because, but I understand it though. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? This is not freelance. This is not freelance media. They have to have a standard. And I understand that. Trust me, I do. I understand that. But, just like, but they're telling the news, they're telling the story about Nolan Wells and how the phone call that the young man was making, and that was all it was telling. They just said, yeah, it was making they said their boat was going down, boom, boom, and that was it. Right? But I understand why they told just that. Because that means the district attorney is looking at that video, is looking at that phone call. The district attorney is interviewing that tow dispatcher. The district attorney is interviewing that captain that tow dispatcher talked to. Let me tell you something. I heard the video. I mean the recording. And there are some filtrations that I heard. I've got to hear it. And I heard, oh my God. And I heard, Nolan. And I heard, is he dead? I'm telling you. And I listened to the young man that called in to that tow operator. And he started to get irritated. He was frustrated, and she was asking him how far the water was coming up. Was it coming up to your ankle, to your knee or whatever? He was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just going down. You know what I'm saying? For me, everybody harped on it, but for me, yeah, there's nothing. There is something to the story. Come on, you've been around the block. When you've been around the block too long, and you listen to a lot of stories of these children, it's all the same. We are creatures of habit. We are creatures of habit. It ain't no different. So what is all this mess about? What is all this mess about? The young man was on the island by himself, or on his island with some girl. He was on that boat. That young man was on that boat. But see, mainstream media is not going to tell that part, because I'm quite sure there's more people that listen to the mainstream media quicker than they listen to what's on YouTube or what's on Facebook or what's on any other alternative media source. Because there are some bad stuff out there. I have no doubt. There's some real stuff, and now everybody's using this thing as this AI stuff as people, as a scapegoat. Say, oh, that stuff was AI, and AI this, and AI that, AI this, just to get out from under this. But once it's proven, and which it can be proven, heck, AI can prove that it was AI or not. How about that? Huh? AI can tell you if it was AI or not. So it ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell. I'm trying to remember what's this movie? Judge Dredd. Remember the movie with Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone in it, and that it was the young man. He was like a video analyst. And he could tell by the background of the video or the picture that it was doctored. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff that you're looking at with your own eyes. You're like, nah, that was doctored right there. That video, you could tell that's AI. Even you, if you pay attention, when somebody write a document, and you read it, you sit in and read it, you can read that document, you can tell if it was AI or not. If you know writing, and you're very astute, and you can identify how word patterns work. Oh yeah, you can tell. It's easy. AI got a rhythm too. AI got a rhythm too. You know what I'm saying? AI got a rhythm too. That's why I say you got to know how to use it correctly. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. I digress. That young man was on that boat. But the mainstream media is not going to damage. And see, I'm quite sure that they're told they was they was they were told what to report because it was written, and they report. You know, they throwed it on the prompter. Boom, boom, boom. They read. Boom, boom. That was it. But it was more to that than what what's being said. You know what I'm saying? You know. So when they come out the wash publicly, say, "Oh, this is private." All I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you private, in your own private capacity. But when you look on a TV screen, it's public, and you got more public people that don't look. What about the folks that don't look at YouTubes? They don't look at the Facebooks. They don't look at the TikToks. They don't look at those different platforms that host a lot of people, a lot of people's content. So you're gonna have a lot of more people out there that's looking at that, looking at television. You know, so they gotta have a standard on what they feeding people. All right. So plain landed on that one. Plain landed on that one. You know. Cause but anyway. So, but shit. You got to see they got our and then I didn't get a chance to look at the city council. I was watching it, but I messed around. I fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at it. I was looking at I ain't gonna lie. I think the last day, I heard the very beginning of it when they gave honor to David Hartman, and shoot, man, I was out. It was a wrap. All of a sudden, YouTube was looking at me. For real, I was out last night. I said, because it came on about because I guess they posted it, which they was like I said about they had a problem. They posted their videos about 11 o'clock last night, about 11:30. You know what I'm saying? Posted, and I was like, so I clicked on it, whatever, boom, boom. But it was for about 2 hours, and I should have went down there, but I was like, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's some Jatran. I tell you the truth. Look, that hey Jatran. That's all I can say. Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? They cut off at a certain time. They don't know they ain't do it after 6 o'clock. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? But they really need to look into that, because if the city's still open, then Jatran should still be open, right? Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about that. That's equality. Let's talk. Matter of fact, you know what, I'm mistaken, because I did hear MV Transport came up there talking crap and kissing tail. He talking hits and kissing tail. And then I think I heard, I'm not sure. Was it MV Transport? It was somebody. Then Kendall Stokes was talking about, we need to end the strike. End the strike. You know what I'm saying? Look, let me tell y'all something. I'm not happy about none of this. There's something more going on than what's being said. And let me tell you like this. Kenneth Stokes, if you ever see this video, you're a good man. And I have respect for you. But you should not be involving yourself in that. You should not even comment on that. You should not even comment on that, because it makes you. You know how people are. It makes it look like you is taking sides. It makes it look like you're taking sides. You know what I'm saying? I hope that there's not another document out that I don't know about, because I would love to read it. But I think that they was talking about that document that I got. Because if I was there last night, man, that right there needs to be challenged. This document that I have been talking about, uh, it needs to be challenged because they said. Now, this is what they said, that they're not getting competitive wages. They said that. I didn't say that. That's what that document said. Now, if they know they're not getting competitive wages, what's the fuss? They have every right to strike. What's the fuss? Come on, resident. This is what it said in that document. They said that we was gonna pay them, I think it was $1.03 to $1.04 more once we changed the routes up, and they would get but was it gonna be competitive though? Is the question. Was it gonna be competitive? And that's the question. See, and that's the problem with this whole thing. That's why they on strike. But then they talking about that that the union didn't come up with a way that they can pay their drivers. And they said that the budget that they had right then is not. They said the budget that they had is not competitive. And they can't honestly pay the drivers what they're supposed to get paid because they done did all this stuff with the route. Well, who told you to change up these routes? Because them drivers was happy with them. Them drivers wasn't unhappy. They wasn't complaining. And I rode Jatran for a long, long time. Still ride Jatran. Ride Jatran today. I talked to a whole bunch of drivers. All the old drivers know me. All of the veteran drivers know me. Even the ones that retired. And I ain't heard one complaint about this route that they once had. That MV Transport changed. Not one time. I don't care what nobody say. And like I said before, I'll say it again and again. And it might get me kicked off the Jatran paratransit. I care less. Because I'm going to bring it to you here and I'm going to bring it to you raw. And I'm going to tell you what the truth is. That deal that was made was about MV Transport changing these routes at no expense to the city. That's what it said in that document. So that's what the deal was, man. That's what that deal was about. When them sons gone bum rushed the show in 2023 and said they was taking over in 2024 and they changed these routes. When they bum rushed the show, I didn't get one alert on my phone saying that these routes was being changed. Not one. Scott Crawford, if you listen, did you get an alert? Did you get a letter in the mail? What about you, Lee Cole? Did you get an alert that the routes was changing? I didn't get no notification. Alright. Did anybody get it? Leave me a comment, please. I would love to hear from you. Correct me. I stand corrected. I have no problem being corrected. And I will come back on here in the next day or the day after, whenever I read it and correct it, and I'll straighten it up. I'll straighten it up. If there was something given, if there was something disseminated, I'll stand corrected, and I'll come on here and apologize. I didn't get no. I didn't get no. I didn't get no alert. I would have remembered. It would have still been in my phone. I don't delete nothing, except for that crap that be like, folks sending you, you know, spams or whatever. Somebody, something miscellaneous. You know what I'm saying? Like if I apply for a job or apply for something or whatever, I'll get something like that, whatever the case may be, email, a text message rather, and I'll delete it. But I didn't get that. Not with Jatran. No. Not even a letter. Not a letter. Not a letter. So what we talking about here? Look, let me tell you something. I ain't finna kiss their tails. I ain't finna kiss their tails. That's why I said, sir, Mr. Stokes, you gotta stay out of that. You gotta stay out of that. Because what is the inner, if you don't know what's going on the inside of that, then we need not to be commenting on that. Because I'm quite sure, because just think about this for a minute. I done said this before, I'm going to say it again. All the other companies that came in here, MV Transport is the only one that had a strike. All the drivers was happy. And I believe, me personally, now this is my opinion. It has nothing to do with any platform that hosts the 601 network. Real Jackson knows that crap didn't start until they changed them routes. And see, like I said before, they have to recover. They're gonna recoup. They gotta recoup their losses. And the drivers is getting the brunt of it. That's what I said. Because if I came in to your house and we made a deal and I said, I'm going to pay all your bills. I'm going to put all food in your house. I'm going to change your flooring. I'm going to put your furniture in your house and everything going to be good. Right? With a contingency that we rent this house out for this amount, I'll take care of everything. I'll put the necessary, let me omit food, but let's say I'll put all the necessary appliances in. We're going to come into your house. We're going to fix your house up. But I got to recoup my losses. What losses do I have to recoup? Everything that I spent. That's the contingency. Now, there's no cost to you now. You know what I'm saying? So when you set that rent and you get that rent money, you know what I'm saying? Yo, hey, and let's say that rent is $1,500 a month. And let's say I have to take off top $1,200. Off top, you're gonna be folding your arms and poking your lips out. You left with $200. If I'm taking $1,300, well, I say 12. Well, let's say 1,300. Let's say 13. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Let's keep it 1,300. I gotta take 1,300 off top. My deal, but I did all this stuff. I gotta recoup my now. Your lips poking out because now what you supposed to be getting, you can't get. No, you can't get because you were supposed to be getting it, so it'll lighten your load up a little bit. But you can't get it now. You got to go and you got to try to find some extra money in order to supplement until I recoup my losses. That's what's going on here. It's all about money, baby. MV Transport is gonna recoup their losses. This is what this is about. If you don't think that this is what you're gonna be up for a rude awakening, because this is exactly what this is about. And I'm just gonna be straight up and straight out. Council members knew what was going on. Them council members knew. I don't know which one. I don't know if it was Kenneth Stokes. I don't know who it was. But them council members knew what was going on. They knew the whole shebang bang, because if you don't think that Christina Welch is a city employee and had no meetings, come on, man. That crap went into executive session. Okay. Ain't they the decision makers? Okay. Hold on, Harley. Y'all decision makers on stuff like this. That don't go to the planning committee. That goes to the city council. So in other words, Christina Welch got the green light to do this. Who gave her the green light? Because she got a boss. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. It's an old saying, baby. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't shoot the messenger. Shoot the message. Because that's what this is. That's exactly what this is. She didn't willy-nilly this. She didn't willy-nilly. She got her orders to do this. It was Transdad was doing fine. They said, we got to cut some costs. When they went to that table, I already know what happened. I told you, I already know. When they went to that table, they told him, said, look, listen. And she went by herself. I don't know if it was the mayor. I don't know if it was but no, it wasn't the mayor. It wasn't Lumumba. It was council. And we got to cut some costs. So, because Transdav is costing us too much. Okay, MV Transport. We'll come in. We'll change up the routes. No cost to y'all. But we'll take over this contract. This contract is, we're gonna take over everything. And y'all, you make us the main transit company in Mississippi. Well, yeah, city. Well, you know, we got these data centers coming. You know, we got some other type of projects going on around the city with with the Metro Center and everything. I believe all this stuff was known back in 2023 about what's going on happening today. The Metro Center, Pearl River. I even think John Horn knew he was coming in. That's my opinion. I'm telling you. So if Transport came in, boom. And they told him, said, look, we got to cut some budgets. We got to make some cuts. Can you give us a deal that we can still get the city moving and moving efficiently, more efficiently than what we have right now? Because we're trying to make some cuts. Plus, we're trying to. Uh, these cuts is some coming down there. They already knew. I'm telling you, all of them. They all knew. I don't care. I don't care. They can say whatever they want to say. They all knew. I can't speak for all of the council members. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you. I don't know what was in their heads, but I'm quite sure they are the decision makers of all of this. Because if they wasn't decision makers, then why is Ken Stokes commenting on this? Okay, they make decisions. They make decisions on this transportation stuff. And I'm telling you straight up and down. It's not with the councils that's here now. Tina Clean and everybody else. Nah, they ain't got nothing to do with them. No. But Kenneth Stokes was there. Kenneth Stokes was, I think Harley was there. I'm not for sure. But I know Foot was there. Ashley Foot was there. When all these deals was made. Come on, let's keep that a buck. Nah, I ain't feeling that. All this stuff was known. Because Transdad was doing a good job. So, what changed? Alright. What made it change was promises. No cost to the city. They love to hear that. If you ain't got no cost coming to you and somebody coming in and fix up your house, you're going for it too. It ain't going to be no cost to you, but the back end. After, if we make a deal, let's just say for example, like let's go back to what my example was. If I go back to the example, my deal was, and let's say I come in and I fix up your house for and we get a $1,500 deal, and let's say we split it where it's let's say maybe, yeah, let's say I get 800, right? I get 800, and you get 700. I get $100 more, right? Cool. So, but ordinarily you was getting ordinarily you wasn't getting that. You wasn't getting that. See, I have to recoup my losses. So I'm getting $100 more because I recoup my losses. Ordinarily your company was getting $400. Well, no. Let's say $900. They was getting $900. You was paying them maybe $900. But we said we got to recoup my losses. They said, well, after I recoup my losses, I'm gonna charge you $600. So your margins, you gonna go up. Your what's name gonna go up. So if it's $600, that means you gonna go all the way. You gonna go all the way up, right? Alright. So to $800. But that's after I recoup my losses. Come on, let's keep that a buck. I gotta recoup my losses. But once I recoup my losses, then my price gonna come down. But at whose expense? At whose expense? Especially when you was dishing out bread to the folks that came in here and cleaned up your house. Now they got to suffer. Where you was probably paying them a certain amount of bread, now they can't get paid that amount, or they got to be left at that amount. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all done changed up some stuff. when everything was just fine. Now you want to cut back. Come on, B. These budgets and stuff ain't complicated. They try to make it like it's complicated, but it's not. Them folks, MV Transport is just cutting their losses. Not cutting their losses, but they're trying to recoup their losses, rather. Yo, but that's it for me, yo. Look here. Leave me a like. Share this video out. Comment, subscribe, do all that. You know what I'm saying? We talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.